off the coast of Peru. Up there you can see where we've been. Machala, Manta. Well, you saw it a moment ago, not now. And Guayaquil. Good morning and welcome to day 1 of our 4 straight days at sea. If you didn't see the prequel, I would like to recap exactly what's going on this particular cruise. It was only approximately 18 hours before we were supposed to leave for the airport and fly to Panama that I received an email from Fridtjof about the situation. The situation is the Peruvian government is very tough on cruise ships with COVID. And if one person develops COVID on a cruise ship, the entire ship is quarantined. Well, of course, that's not a good thing for either the passengers nor the crew members. I mean, none of us want to be quarantined offshore in Peru for days. So they eliminated the 4 days and all excursions in Peru, which, needless to say, didn't make the crew or passengers happy. They then gave 2 options. Number 1, receive up to a 50% credit and take the cruise, or cancel entirely and get all your money back. Well, 18 hours for me does not give me enough time to think, oh, well, where should we go if I cancel the entire cruise? And what about air? How much is air going to be wherever I would choose on such short notice? So I decided, right or wrong, to go ahead with the cruise and take the offer. We ended up with 89 passengers out of the 400 and something. I don't know how many were totally booked, but quite a bit. And not happy about the 4 days at sea. I mean, you never have 4 straight days at sea. And if I had known in the very beginning that out of, let's say, 14 nights, they always count it as a 15-day cruise, the day you embark, the day you disembark, which is not true, in my opinion. To me, it's 14 days. In 14 days, we're spending 6 days at sea, which means, for the 2 of us, a big eating fest. What else is there to do but eat? And we brought lots of books with, thank goodness. Just in case, you never know. A few shout-outs to the ladies who lunch. Sorry, that's from Company, Stephen Sondheim. Hello to Allison, Sasha, Caroline, and everyone else. Thanks so much for all your views and your time to comment. I really enjoy my viewers' comments. I learn a lot, and so do other viewers. You're all a font of knowledge. This is the ship's position right now. We have 1 meter waves today, or swells, and the water temperature and air temperature is almost exactly the same. It ranges between 13 to 15 Celsius. And now for those of you who deal in Fahrenheit like me, I'm sorry I can't convert the Celsius to the Fahrenheit off the top of my head. Good morning. Today is, sorry about this, but I always tell the truth, boring consecutive day 2 at sea with, for us, not very interesting lectures. I've never been a real Inca devotee. The big news for today is we have waves of about 6 feet. Lovely Ray reception told me some of the guests are not feeling well today. So far, so good. What can I tell you? There's nothing to tell you. There's nothing to do. except read. Thank goodness we brought all those books. I know I keep repeating, but I don't know what else to tell you other than it's great that the lectures are streamed into the room.
It looks a lot more like whales than the other because we switched from something like this to something that looked like this. One that gave birth at sea. All the previous ancestors were giving birth.
Buenos dias. We are off the coast, maybe of Colombia right now. Too bad they couldn't substitute Colombia for Peru. That would have been really great. It's a day at sea, and I thought you might be interested in the nationalities on board the Nansen on this particular cruise. There is 1 Canadian, 4 Danish, 3 French, 19 German, 2 Italian, 28 Norwegian, 9 Swedish, 3 Swiss, 10 from the UK, and 10 from the US. How about that? A couple shout outs. Hi Leonard, hi Allison. Have either one of you been to South America? If so, hope you enjoyed it. They just made a ship announcement, first of all, that they see whales on both sides of the ship, and then he was repeating it in German. He said dolphins, which is a big difference between a whale and a dolphin.
I've been reading this book for almost 2 days.
Well, birds are better than nothing. I don't know if you've ever gone for a dolphin watch, but it's very difficult to see them because they're up and down, up and down, up and down in clear, still water, let alone when it's wavy. If I remember my whale watches from Antarctica, I think a whale can stay down 20 minutes, something like that, before they come up to breathe. So you see a whale usually on the surface, and then that's it. Who knows where it's going to come up 20 minutes later? Other than a look at the sea, or we can watch the personnel constantly cleaning and disinfecting and taking care of everything. I believe we're off the coast of Trujillo, Peru. I could probably sit here and go through my subscriber list and give shout outs. Hi Cindy, you're totally wrong about me not eating lunch on board the ship. I don't eat lunch at home, but on board I have been demolishing like a champ. What's new, Jonathan? Are you back from What's new, Jonathan? Are you back from South Africa? Daniel, what's going on in Melbourne these days? Welcome to the 3rd consecutive day at sea. As you can see, we are off the coast, not far from Lima, which is where we were supposed to be if the silly Peruvian government hadn't put those restrictions in. The supposed highlight of today's 3rd day at sea is going to be a pop-up ice cream with toppings at 4 o'clock today. Big thumbs up for that. Here's Stephen's happy place with 2 scoops of chocolate. Everybody's up here. Head chef Nikolai told me that they're going to have a galley tour one day. That I want to see. The different toppings. We set the clocks ahead another hour tonight. It's really strange. This will be our 2nd time change, and hopefully our telephones and watches and everything will be proper because of the curve around the coastline. It didn't want to change automatically. Welcome to our 4th consecutive very boring day at sea. Oh, we were supposed to overflight the Nazca lines. As I've repeated, Peru was totally eliminated from the cruise. The big excitement for today always revolves around food. Is at 4 p.m. up on 10, empanadas and Chilean wine. Though we've been drinking Chilean wine, and we also drink it at home. Probably watch a lecture that's streamed to the room, and spend the day eating. Figure might as well watch the streaming lecture. I'm waiting for him to get to Pizarro. It is said that Pizarro, who is buried in Lima, was a converso, a secret Jew. Long stories about that. Pizarro was murdered in Lima, in the market.
And Chilean wine, right?
Are they meat-filled, vegetable? I mean, I'm not vegetarian.
Beef.
Beef? Perfect. Sorry, I'm in the way.
Bill, I'm gonna go sit down.
Go ahead.
How are you today? How are you?
Fine, excellent.
Very good, very good. I didn't prepare any jokes, sorry, today. I just prepared empanada. I think was
It's
funny
executive
enough.
chef Nikolai.
So the empanada practically is something from South America. Normally the people, of course, in South America, they like to fry and have all this greasy stuff
Grease.
and to melt in the diet. And we try to do the same, but we just to save your life, we bake in the oven. The inside is with the beef. Traditionally, they do with the beef. Can be done as well with fish or vegetarian as well. In this day, much lighter. But of course, the vegetarian option, the Chilean people, they really not is not suggested. If the doctor asks for it, says okay, we go for vegetarian empanada. By the way. Except for that, I hope you enjoy your empanada, and for the wine, all the explication of the wine inside, what there is inside, etc., etc. You have Marcello here; he can explain everything. But remember, the best wine in the world is from Italy, and the second one is from France, just in case.
But by the first Spaniard conquistadors and discoverers, as Mr. Manca said this morning.
Yellowish white with a little of a dry taste compared to a Chardonnay, which is a lot sweeter, for instance. Therefore, it also has very, very particular taste. It's very fruity, peach, pear, white fruits in general. And it is usually better to serve it at a temperature a bit cooler than ambient temperature, so 7 to in general before drinking it. That's ideal. If you go a bit over that time, it will be a bit more acid, because the natural properties of white grapes like these bring out acidity, and therefore over time it will be more and more it will be stronger, more and more. Salads or prawns, seafoods in general, it works really well. There is a nice combination between those two. No, this is actually from Le Rhône, La Vallée du Rhône, so a bit more south of France. And it was brought in Chile a long time ago as well, historically, as you mentioned. This is actually the darkest of all the red ones that you can actually try. But there is a lot of red fruits within the flavors, but also a hint of chocolate and spiciness, if some of you have noticed. It also goes really weirdly, really well with spicy food, so Asian food, in case any of you fancy Thai or Vietnamese food, it does go really well with that.